leaders in this community for continuing to invite me and for allowing me to continue to be a part of your beautiful city. It is true, two of my three sons attended preschool here, so I am very well grounded in this community, and I'm very proud to be involved with you. Today's day is very special, and I have seen the crowd grow more and more each year, and that's very exciting. The other very important part of the ceremony is seeing the number of children that continue to increase their attendance to this wonderful event. I think it's really important to instill in them the pride that we as adults feel. And as we look at our veterans that have served in the many wars abroad, we cannot take for granted our freedom, our liberty, and the justice that we enjoy.
Wife and public school teacher. I'm going to speak from my heart. I didn't write anything else, but I will speak from my heart. And I will share some of my experience as a mother of two Marines. In the beginning, we know my son, Anthony, will be a Marine because he loves everything about Marines. He decided to go in the Marine Corps after high school graduation. I thought he would be a couple of days, couple of weeks in the house, but he left the Marines a week after his graduation. It was painful for me to see his room, empty room, every morning when I went into his room. But I know he'll be okay because he was doing what he likes to do. He was in boot camp. We went to visit him. And he was skinny, like bones. I thought to myself, what happened? What they did these Marines to my son? I hardly couldn't recognize him. He was very thin. After that, the Persian War started. And I was praying to God to keep my son in the States. I didn't want to go see. I didn't want my son to go so young to fight and experience his life. I thought he was too skinny and too weak to go to fight. It was painful. As a mother, I was thinking that I will lose my son if something happened to him. I don't know what is happening to me. After that, he was writing to us often. I was writing to him. We keep in contact. Disappeared from us. As a parent, we were worried. We dying. We're worried and sick to my stomach. Asking God, where is my son? We calling the Red Cross. We trying to find out what was going on with my son. And we didn't have any answers from anywhere. I told my husband one night, I can't handle this anymore. I'm sick to my stomach. I cannot keep going like this. I need help. And my husband told me, well, you want to go to the doctor? And I said, no, I want to go to church. We went to church at night. Surprisingly, I find my son's picture very close to the altar in a church that I didn't go before. We were three people, my daughter, my husband, and I praying for my son. I was asking God to let me know what happened with my son. That I couldn't find him. I couldn't know what was going on with my son. We returned home. We opened in the door, my front door, and we heard the phone ringing. I ran to the phone, and it was my son calling us to let us know that he was right, that he was okay, that he was alive. At that point, I know God was protecting my son. Until now, my son is still alive. He hasn't been wounded. He's still here. after 20 years, he's still here. God is taking care of him all the way. I know. Okay. Now, my daughter, Teresa, same thing. It was painful for me to see her going in the Marines, but I know it's what she wants to do. The same thing and with them.
Across the services, we may joke around and laugh about the Air Force driving desks and the Navy taxiing us around, and all these other types of stereotypes about us and the names that all the other services has for us Marines, jarheads, and insulting our intelligence. But it's all in good fun, and there's something that we get from military service. It's a thing of camaraderie. When I was in Iraq, I got lucky enough.
From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, we will fight our country's battles in the air, on land and sea. First to fight for right and freedom, and to keep our honor clean. We are proud to claim the title of United States Marines.
Once again, thank you. Really appreciate it. Jeff Bludorn. By the way, I'm sure that the veterans from Korea want to know this additional information. The high of at Osan Air Force Base today, the high is 60 degrees and the low is 50 degrees. Partly cloudy. A balmy day in Korea. The average temperatures in December are 23 degrees, in January 17 degrees, in February 22 degrees. Pastor Royal Hospital. Pastor Roy Hallberg. Grace Fellow Church. Don't get it right. Grace Fellowship Church in Alvarado, California. Pastor Hallberg is always here to help us with this event, and we welcome him and thank him for being a participant. It's a privilege this Veterans Day to remember those who have served and to say thank you. It's a privilege to be able to give a veteran a hug, isn't it? If you're like me, perhaps you're looking for practical ways to say thank you to veterans. For the last 2 years, my wife and I have been volunteering at the USO. We have the finest USO in the country, I believe. It's the largest. It's a beautiful facility, and it's a privilege to welcome the men and women of our armed forces there and to provide them with a place of comfort, a place of rest, something to eat. And if you have interest in volunteering, I have in my pocket some business cards to you. Our Father in heaven, as we gather together here this morning, we come with a range of emotions. We come with a desire to say thank you, to honor those who have served, to those who continue to serve today, to not only say thank you, but to remember. We remember today especially those who have paid the ultimate price. We've been reminded as we began this morning by Commander Reyes of Carlo Eugenio and his family. We think of them this morning. We pray for them, for your comfort, for your strength. Even today as they are planning and preparing a memorial service for their son, would you fulfill your promise for them when you tell us that you've drawn near to the brokenhearted? We remember and give thanks for each of the veterans, especially those who gathered here from our own community, those that we know, those that we love. We choose to honor them today, to say thank you. We think not only of those who are here today, but we think also of those who are yet overseas, men and women who are serving you today across the corners of this globe. We've been reminded of those who served yet in Korea more than 50 years after that war began. We're reminded of those who stand in harm's way in Afghanistan and Iraq. We do pray. Even as Abus, our mother, reminded us, we pray for your safety, for your protection. We pray, Lord, that you would bring them home soon and return them to their homes.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our ceremony today. Thank you very much for coming and joining our ceremony. Appreciate your being here very much. Again, remember, we have coffee and cake inside. We'd very much like to have you come in and visit with us and tell us a little bit about your family.
Hey, order on.